Hi guys, this is Carla again, and this time I'm reviewing the second episode of season 2 of Gotham, Knock Knock, which aired last night. So basically, this episode was just a continuation of the first one in the sense that we're learning more about this group of inmates who escaped from Arkham, and apparently they decided on being called the Maniacs. It was very much centered on them and on what they want to do with Gotham. But at the same time, the episode itself sort of felt to me, it was almost like watching two different episodes. Like the beginning, it started off slow, and I said last time that I really love the villains more than anything else in Batman. And I think they're very unique villains and very intriguing villains. And I liked the idea that Gotham was kind of embracing its own, embracing what it is, though. Like going with the kitsch, going with this sort of mystique that they have of it being this crime-ridden city and having villains to just do whatever the hell they want, and I think I like the idea, but at the same time, it's something that can go really wrong really fast. Like, it's one thing to have a villain that is fun to watch, entertaining, and for them to have certain just way about them that makes them kind of fun. And it's another thing to, like, it can veer very fast into a gimmick, and gimmicks are all fine and good as long as it's not the only thing you have. In the first half of this episode felt to me like it was leaning a bit too much on the gimmick of the villains, of who they were, and at the same time I also don't necessarily like to see much of the inner workings of the criminal group, because part of the allure of the villains is the fact that you don't really know them. You don't really know how they're going to react in any kind of moment, in any circumstance, because they're so unpredictable. And I think showing them to us behind the scenes sort of takes away the mystery of it a bit, and I don't like that. So the first part, the whole thing with Jerome and the other dude whose name I can't remember, kind of fighting over who's boss, that I didn't really need that. And I was very afraid that they were seriously just using their gimmicks as a crutch. And I was kind of a little disappointed in that. At the same time, you had like the Bruce subplot, which he finds the cave, and now he finds a bunch of computers in there, and he wants to know what his father was doing. And Alfred starts freaking out because obviously whatever Bruce's father was doing was dangerous, and Bruce is just a kid. So he gets mad, he destroys the computer, and Bruce fires him. I mean, are you kidding me? Not necessarily because I understand why Bruce would want to fire him, but at the same time, this is Alfred we're talking about, okay? He's not just your butler, he's your legal guardian. You can't just tell him to go away. You're a kid. Like, see, I get the introduction of drama, because obviously you can't just have them be BFFs forever without any sort of conflict. And Bruce is a teenager, so I get it, but you also have to make sense, show. Like, why would Alfred just take it and just be like, yeah, okay, I'm fired, I'll go get another job? You're his legal guardian, you can't just leave, that's illegal. And okay, I know that the law isn't very high up in Gotham's list of priorities, but still, he's a kid. You can't just, exercise your guardianship, and just tell him, dude, you're grounded. You can't talk to me like that. I'm your guardian, and I'm literally the person who has been your parental figure since your father died. So you can't talk to me that way. Alfred, I need you to exercise that right and obligation that you have as Bruce's legal guardian. And it reminded me a lot of that one episode in the previous season, when Bruce and Selena are looking for Alfred's friend / betrayer dude who's really into drugs, and they push him out a window. I hated that episode, and I hated it because it just didn't make sense. It's like, why are you making these decisions? This is not what a rational human being would do. Come on, be serious. And the moment Bruce fired Alfred, I flashed back to that episode, and I just do not like that. So up until like midway through the episode, I was really disappointed with this episode. First, because they're taking away the mystery of the villains, and they're being way too gimmicky with them. I don't want to see Jerome just laughing around for no reason at all. He's supposed to be creepy, So those things combined, Jerome for me was pretty much the highlight of season 1. Like, he was the best. His episode was so creepy, and he was chilling. It was such a perfect portrayal that, okay, I don't care if you want him to be the Joker or if you don't want him to be the Joker. Like, I don't care. I don't know what their plans are with him, and I guess we won't know until that happens, but I just don't want them to destroy the character. He was so great in season 1. If you give us, like, okay, if he's the Joker, he has some gimmicks, like a bunch of them, but you don't want him to be clownish for no reason. You don't want him to be funny, pity clownish, you know what I mean? You want him to be terrifying. And the first half of the episode just didn't go right with me. Thankfully, though, it got better. From the moment, I would say from the moment Alfred goes to talk to Lucius, that for me was a turning point, because one, I love Lucius, I love him, and the actor who portrays him is so great. His voice, oh my god, I love his voice, and he is very reminiscent of Morgan Freeman's Lucius Fox. So from that moment on, I think the episode took a turn. And then, of course, there's the raid on the police station, which was genius. I mean, it was so great to see, like, from the moment Barbara calls Jim and lures him out. I mean, immediately you just know that she's luring him out, and you love it because it's a brilliant plan. And then, you have to lure Jim away because he is the only one in that entire police department who is actually worth his paycheck. Everybody else is so woefully inept that, of course, like a bunch of crazy people with BB guns could take them out. So I really loved that they used Barbara to lure Jim out, and I love evil Barbara. I love her. She is so great. When she was talking to Jim after he got taken out, and she was talking to him, and she's like, what was the line? She's like, I'm not sick, I'm free. I love her. She is so good when she's bad. And I really hope that they don't just redeem her back to being a good girl again, because she was nowhere near as interesting as a good girl as she is as a villain. And yeah, of course, she can't like go around killing people with guns and bashing people's heads in or something, but she does what she does, and she does it well. Like, she is a kick-ass villain. I really like her. She might not be like Tigress with her sniper rifles and her whips and whatever, but I like what she can do. I think she's awesome at manipulating people, and I hope that they keep her that way. And then Jerome, whom I had been so worried about before, goes into the police station and creeps the hell out of everybody. I mean, did you see that video at the end of him? He was so creepy. Like, that's the Jerome I want to see. And when he was talking to Essen, he was just, I got chills. I loved the whole sequence at the police station from beginning to end. He is so great. And they really have to use him right and at the right moments so that it doesn't get old. The whole clownish thing doesn't get old. About Essen, I wasn't terribly broken up by her death. I mean, the moment she told Jim that she wasn't gonna be like all the other commissioners who were came before her, and she was actually going to do good, I'm like, yep, she's gonna die. So yeah, it wasn't really a surprise, and you can't really have someone that good in that spot. You can't. I did love, however, that they used that to bring Harvey back, because I was not expecting that. Oh, by the way, I loved seeing Harvey's girlfriend / fiance, whatever, back. I liked her in her episode, and I did wonder what the hell happened with her, because we never saw her again. So I'm very happy that she's back. At the same time, I'm very happy that they used Essen's death as a motive to bring Harvey back, because honestly, you want Harvey there. He's not a bad character. He's morally ambiguous in a sense, in a lot of senses, honestly. Most of the times he's only looking out for himself, but he's a likable character. He's not really like annoying, and he basically says everything we all think about Jim, but can't really say because he's the hero. Because let's face it, Jim is kind of the nerdy overachiever, snobbish guy in high school. You know what I mean? Like the one who thinks he's so much better than everybody. Yeah, he's a good guy, and his heart's in the right place, but he might not go about it the best way. And Harvey can balance that out, and he's funny, and he's smart when he wants to be, you know. So I think bringing Harvey back was a good thing. I look forward to seeing how that is resolved with his girlfriend, if they ever touch about it, and then just leave it in the back burner. But I did like that. I really, like, the second half of the episode blew me away. I'm honestly kind of astounded by how uneven this episode was, but since it ended on a high note, I feel much better about it. At the beginning, I was just kind of zoning out and looking at my phone and checking my messages, and then when it started getting good, I was just riveted. So hopefully, and like I said last time, if they can keep up that momentum, the show could be this season could be really good. Also, shout out to Nigma, because I really like kind of his descent into madness, and the fact that he's got this other him talking inside his head. It's all very Gollum, and I think he would make an awesome Gollum, to be honest. So I really like that, and it just made me smile that, of course, now Kringle actually starts to look at him because he saved her. I'm like, seriously, woman, are you kidding me? Of course, now that he's going evil and he's unstable and all that kind of stuff, now you like him. Yay, great. So I found that to be really funny, and I can't wait to see where that goes, because obviously it's not going anywhere good. So yeah, it was an episode that started off shaky, but eventually redeemed itself in a really, really good way. So, in the end, I'm pretty positive about it. I feel very good about this episode, and I hope that other people can see in it what I see in it. So yeah, that's it for the review now. Don't forget to check our website, thegeekypub.com, for more reviews of Gotham from the previous season and the previous episode, as well as other shows, movies, books, games, whatever you want, we have it. So be sure to check that, and we will talk in my next review. Bye.